There is no way that anything can be normal between India and China. And China claims Arunachal, China claims Ladakh, China claims part of Himachal, China claims part of Uttaranchal, China claims part of Sikkim. China claims everything. And ladies and gentlemen, there are approximately 23 such countries. 23 countries that have a problem with China, and China has a problem with as far as territory is concerned. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. India and Philippines have been conducting sea exercises together in the South China Sea. Now, this is obviously something that China does not like. China considers the South China Sea to be its backyard. It does not want any vessels apart from trade vessels to ply on that route. Now, this is typical Chinese thinking. Parts of the South China Sea are also claimed by the Philippines. And this is what China does not like. India doing an exercise with Philippines in what it deems is contested waters. Now, you have to understand this whole concept of what China or how China looks at this exercise. Now, China sees this as aggression. India says, we don't care, we are friends with the Philippines, and if we want to, in international waters, conduct an exercise, we should be free to do so, and we will. Now, Philippines is a country that has been at loggerheads with China because of various disputes, most of them relating to territory. India is another country which has been at loggerheads with the Chinese because of territory. And ladies and gentlemen, there are approximately 23 such countries. 23 countries that have a problem with China, and China has a problem with as far as territory is concerned. Now, Indian Navy sent its ship and the Philippines Navy sent its ship. In South China Sea, they were conducting exercises. And China said that the problem, the territorial dispute between China and Philippines is a bilateral issue and no third country should be allowed to interfere or intervene. Now, obviously referring to India, but not taking India's name. Now, this is silly. This is silly. Whenever somebody goes there, China has a problem. China has a problem with everything. Now, India said it doesn't care. Philippines also said it doesn't care, and the exercises are going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you talk about disputes that China has, as an Indian, the first thing that comes to mind is Galwan, because that is the most recent, and I think it would be running into its fourth year now. And China has made a comment regarding this entire thing. It says, we want a relationship with India to move beyond just a territory dispute. We want India to talk about trade. We want India to talk about the economy. We want India to do all of that. Why get stuck on, territorial disputes only? That is what China says. But ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jaishankar says that things can't be normal between India and China. There is no way that anything can be normal between India and China until this border dispute is sorted out. The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that China has broached this topic with India many times in the past. Relationships should be absolutely all right, should be based on commerce, should be based on trade, import and export. While China wants India to put the entire line of actual control issue between India and China on the back burner. They say that if the economy is fine, these problems will solve themselves over a period of time. You don't need intervention to solve this problem. This is what China says. And it says that India should focus on the economy or on trade with China. Now, India has an annual trade of something like $125 billion US with China. That is massive. And more than 70-75% of this trade is favoring China because China is obviously the export hub of the world. It manufactures everything, exports to every country on earth. It exports to India as well. What India does is export approximately 1/3 or 1/4 of China. What China exports to India, India exports to China. But that is almost 1/3 or 1/4. Now, here's the problem. India feels that if it gives breathing space to China on the line of actual control, and it says, okay, we're pulling back troops. Now, what does China want? All these terror incidents which happened in Rajouri, Thana Mandi area, and other places in Jammu, they happened simply because China wants India to remove troops from the line of actual control and put them along the line of control with Pakistan. So it tells Pakistan, create terror in India. That is what all the analysts are analyzing today. And that is my analysis as well. Now, here is the thing, and here is the problem. The moment we move away, let's say we believe the Chinese, when we say, all right, there's no problem, we are going to remove troops from the line of actual control and bring them back. What happens? China will move in. Sure as night follows day and day follows night, China will move in. That is what China wants to do. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Because for decades and decades now, India has been telling China, let's sit across the table, let's demarcate the line of actual control. Let's demarcate it properly. And let's be done with this. You focus on your country, we'll focus on our country. Unnecessary resources are being wasted on this, and let's do this. Let's just finish off with this. You want to take some territory, we want to take some territory. Let's mutually decide, and finish it off and put a line there and end this issue. But China does not want it. China says no, absolutely not. And China claims Arunachal, China claims Ladakh, China claims part of Himachal, China claims part of Uttaranchal, China claims part of Sikkim. China claims everything. China is the only country in the world which has a border with 12 countries but has a border dispute with 23 countries. Can you imagine? China has a border dispute with a nation or with nations with whom China has no borders. How do you deal with a country like that? How do you deal with such an unreasonable entity like the Communist Party of China? Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalita, GOC&C Eastern Command, recently made comments which were widely discussed in the media, and he said that India is catching up as far as infrastructure is concerned, and we need to invest more, and we need to get infrastructure up to speed along the line of actual control. Much of the line of actual control actually comes under the Eastern Command. There is also the Northern Command, but since General Kalita is GOC&C or the Army Commander, Eastern Command, he will speak for the East, and that is what General Kalita said. He said that this entire piece here of the line of actual control, China has been building up its infrastructure for such a long time. China has been at it. We have started only 5-7 years back. There has been a major push to build infrastructure. He's talking about data connectivity. He's talking about bridges. He's talking about roads. This entire network of infrastructure needs to be built along the line of actual control. It's good for our troops. It's good for the local population. And also, very importantly, in times of war, it helps the Indian Armed Forces mobilize that much more quickly. General Kalita also stressed upon the need of having more helipads and more airports, more air connectivity with these areas. Actually, the previous governments had led us to believe, the entire country to believe that, hey, we don't need excellent infrastructure there, because if we give great infrastructure there in the northeast or in areas which are along the Chinese border, what will happen is that tomorrow when the Chinese come, they'll find it very easy to roll down to the plains, and then this will be gone and that will be gone, etc., etc. Which was terrible thinking. It was defensive thinking. Now the new thinking in India is, it does not matter. We'll handle the Chinese when they come. There's no problem. Right? We're not afraid of the Chinese. We'll give them a bloody nose when they come, but our infrastructure needs to be top class. And that is what India is pushing towards now. Coming back to the issue of China, interfering in countries. China did not like it when India and Indonesia were doing these naval exercises. But look at what the Chinese company Vivo has done. We shared the Vivo story yesterday, and how ED has taken 2 of their people into custody, and they are questioning 2 of their people now. China has obviously said that if this continues, then foreign companies will be scared of coming to India. That is what China is saying. But China should realize this has not happened with any other foreign company. It's happening with only you, because you're the guys that break rules. I've not seen the Japanese or the American companies breaking rules in India. Otherwise, they would also be under the scanner now. Here is what has happened. 7 Vivo executives have run away. Ever since 2 were taken into custody, 7 have run away. And there is this scam upward of 20,000 crores. It's actually coming out. So the exact figure is difficult to say, but they're saying over 20,000 crores. I don't know what over 20,000 crores means, but the fact of the matter is that these executives have run away. They're scared. But there are other Chinese companies also. There are other Chinese mobile phone manufacturers and other manufacturers, and all of them could be in the dragnet for breaking laws, for violating tax laws, for illegally sending money abroad, violating Indian tax rules and other rules. So these Chinese individuals who have run away from India and have possibly gone back to China or some other country we don't know, they should have stayed back. Now, the common Indian feels that these companies have been cheating India and they're thieves because only thieves run away. So this is what I have for you in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, and with this, we'll go to the question and answers. The first question is, he says, Namaste Gaurav Arya ji and Jai Hind. Namaste. I'm Arun Kiran based out of Hyderabad and I really enjoy your analysis. My question to you is regarding the current scenario of increasing Islamic radicalization in Europe, causing so many violent incidents to the local community who are law-abiding citizens. The way things are moving, what could be your prophecy on how things will be coming in coming years in Europe? Would the rise of the right-wing political parties be able to tackle these problems from escalating further? Yes. But there has to be a far-right rule in Europe, across Europe, for around 20-25 years. It can't be, blink and miss. It can't be for a few years and then go. No. There has to be constant right-wing rule in Europe for the next 25-30 years, and then the situation will come under control. This unbridled immigration from countries, there is no check. We have all these guys, crazy Palestinians roaming around, people from Morocco, people from Yemen, people from Syria, all these broken countries. They come here and rather than assimilating into European culture, they try to create their own exclusive Sharia zones. And this is always harmful for the host country. And I think they're doing something about it. The next question, ladies and gentlemen, is from Saurav Shetty, who says, what advancements can we expect from Modi ji's foreign policies after BJP wins 2024 elections? I don't know. I don't know what advancements. I think the graph and the profile of India will keep on going up and up. A lot of improvements in a lot of areas, but crystal gazing is something that I prefer not to do outside my area of expertise. You're talking about foreign affairs and difficult to say at this point in time. But I think what India is going to do is India is going to play a major role in ending conflict, whether it's Russia, Ukraine, or whether it's Israel or Hamas. I think India will play, because all the other players have taken sides. All the other players. Chinese are, whether you like it or not, whether people agree or not, Chinese are in the Hamas quarter. Americans are in the Israeli quarter. India is, of course, against Hamas, but India makes a distinction between Hamas and Palestine, and India says that while we'll send aid to Palestine, but we also want a proper solution to this entire problem, and India stands with Israel, especially after 7th of October. I mean, every decent human being stands with Israel on this matter. The third question is, this is Ramoski. Jai Hind, Major Bhai. Jai Hind ji. You keep saying that Pakistan is only relevant because of Afghanistan. If so, why is a landlocked, arid country like Afghanistan important? Is it because it connects to Central Asia? Yes. Yes, that is one piece. The second piece is the mineral wealth. Long back, there was a paper which said $3 trillion worth of wealth in Afghanistan. Now, nobody has seen that wealth, but they're estimating that the mineral wealth in Afghanistan is $3 trillion. I don't know if that's true or not. This was a paper written long time back, but yes, the thing is that Afghanistan is the route to Central Asia because that side above is Russia. How does the West come in? The West can't enter through Russia. The West has to enter from down below. And down below there are only two countries, Iran and Pakistan, which have a border with Afghanistan. Iran is out of the question because nobody gets along with Iran. Pakistan is the preferable country because Pakistanis just take money and they do your bidding. Whatever you want done, Pakistan will do. Which is why Afghanistan is important. Afghanistan is the gateway to Central Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this. If you like this video, press the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.